Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Leslie. If you haven't been here before, you've wandered across my little corner of the internet. So, my favorite frosted glass met its end by accident, and I'm creating a new one. And this time I am using Cricut Infusible Ink. It's nice and easy to use, and I've already cut my design to size to save us some time. This is the design that I have chosen. I'm just going to stand it there, and I know I shouldn't be touching it with my fingers, yada yada. I'm sure somebody will come at me in the comments. And this is my mug. Simply got it off of Amazon. They have worked very well for me. They come with the bamboo lid, and they come with a straw, also a gift box to put them in, but I have already used the gift box from this one. And so I am going to set this safely out of the way. And I always start by cleaning my mug. Now, yes, I just took it out of the plastic, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to get all of the dust off of it. Okay, and now I'll just set it right there, and I'll give it a minute to dry. I am going to use my HTVRONT Auto Press, and it will press at 380 for 240 seconds, I believe. I have to double check my time. I have it written down. And then I will turn it and press again to be sure that each side is equally done, because of course on the auto press there is an opening. So I'll set my rubbing alcohol over there, and we can begin the wrapping process. What you want to do with your infusible ink is, first of all, you want to be sure to place it with the design side, the beautiful colorful side, against the mug. Okay? And I think that this is the way that I shall go. I am just going to make sure that I have enough overlap, okay? I want overlap top to bottom. And here I have my tape dispenser, and of course it is heat tape. And I am just going to hold that there, and I'm going to allow it to roll just a little bit, just so that it keeps it tight for me. That's the hardest part for me, because my hands are not the best anymore. And so getting things pulled tight can be my challenge, but patience, as my grandmother would say, and perseverance will pay off in the end. So I will try again. There we go, nice and tight. I will place my heat-resistant tape straight down onto there to hold it nice and tight. Then what I like to do is make sure that I have coverage on the bottom and on the top. So I am good there. And now I can finish with my taping. I hope you guys are having a great day. Please be aware that Cricut Infusible Ink is like sublimation. So you're not going to be able to take any clear mug or any clear tumbler or coffee mug that you've bought at the local store and do this. It must be done on the sublimation ready mugs, okay? So please do not forget that. Oop, 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 oop. I accidentally moved my mug there. There we go. And for that, I am going to take and do that just to help hold it in place. Okay. And then I'm going to start with getting it all taped. This can be the long part of the process. So I think what I will do is I will pause for a moment in order to finish taping, and I will come right back. The purpose of taping is to keep everything in place and to make sure that everything is touching the mug or in this case, the tumbler, okay? So that is what you want to do. I always overlap my tape a little bit and just pull everything into place. I'm going to pause and I will be right back. All right, my tumbler is all nicely wrapped and ready to go, but I have one more wrap to do on it, and that is this one. I always protect my heat press. Whoops, just 1 second, move that out of the way. By going ahead and putting some butcher paper or parchment paper, I'm sorry, around my item. That way, if some of the ink does cause some blowback, it's not on my heat press and transferring to my next projects. Please keep in mind that when you do this, you want to dispose of this, even if you don't see anything. Whoops. Because just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. Okay, it's one of those things where take the better safe than sorry approach. Because I'll tell you, it's a lot cheaper to replace some parchment paper than to replace a heat press, right? So there we go. And now I'm going to lay it aside. I have not touched the outside at all. And I'm going to double check my time and temp. 380 for 240. Okay. The other thing that I use this for is I'll turn this face down when I put it in, and then when I go to rotate, it will come up to the opening, okay? I have a baker's rack underneath my heat press, so let's do this. We're going to go 380 for 240. So let's push time and take it up. And let's, whoop, that is the noise you will hear. We'll just let it heat up. Always use your heat resistant gloves, and off to the side, you want to have a heat pad to lay it on and just let it cool a bit. And that way you have no worries about anything, happening. Just give me one moment and I will be right back once it's all heated up. Okay, we're almost heated up, but I wanted to let you know that infusible ink from Cricut, at least, is generally a warm peel. So what you're going to do is you're going to set aside your mug for 1 to 2 minutes before you remove your wrap. Now, I am going to let you know that this is indeed an older, what am I trying to think of? An older infusible ink package. And so I'm not sure that the ink is still viable, but we're going to find out. This was the package that I used. The designs are gorgeous. When you open it, inside the rolls are in a black rubber case, or plastic case, sorry. So you want to open that, you want to pull your design out, and you want to put the rest of them back into the black case. Put it back in here. It is important to keep light away from your infusible ink. Oh my goodness, come on. You can do it, little machine. All right. What else do I need to tell you? I did use alcohol to clean my mug, and they are dishwasher safe. Okay, so keep that in mind. You can put it in the dishwasher. Do I do that? No. The reason I don't do that is because I find it causes, how can I put it? Some wear on the frosted finish, not on the infusible ink itself, but you can definitely see where the frosted finish starts to fade. So I do wash mine by hand. Mine I keep in the freezer, so my drinks are always nice and cold, so that doesn't hurt them. And that is how I treat my mugs. Unfortunately, my favorite took a slip and fall and broke, so I thought today was a good time to show you guys how I make them. If you don't have infusible ink, but you have a sublimation printer, you could pick your own design. If you don't want to start sublimation, go ahead and use vinyl, right? Anything works. There's even those printable vinyl stickers now. You could use one of them, and you would have to research your vinyl to find out how to care for it. But I am fortunate. I do have access to infusible ink, and I have converted an Epson printer to sublimation. So I have sources for that stuff. Oh my goodness, come on, you can do it. All right, I'm going to pause it again for a moment and let it finish heating up. Okay, we have heated up to 380. So I am going to place my mug in just towards the center there with the tape side up. And I'm going to press the green button. Before I do, or I can press it anyway. Be aware that I have access to fresh air because you are going to notice some fumes coming off of this. It's a beautiful day out. I have kicked the cat out of the studio. Poodle Noodle is asleep on the floor over there, Charlie. And so I have the door open, and I have the windows open. So I am very grateful for that. And this opening here is why you want to turn your tumbler. So here we go. We are counting down. I will stay off of pause simply because I want you to hear the noise that it makes. I love this tumbler press. In fact, we are downsizing to move. And as you can imagine, my studio is actually its own apartment in our basement. And so I have a lot of craft supplies to go through. But one of the things that I said I am not getting rid of is my tumbler press. I don't want to replace it. I love it. It works well. I'm not going to move to end up buying a new one, so I'm keeping it. But other things are going to be leaving me. And that's fine. I will pass them on to new homes that will be happy to use them. So that is the beginning of a long process. Trust me. It is a long process. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms full of craft supplies to go through. So, but one day at a time, and this too shall be done. You know, I've given myself a nice grace period to get it done in, and I will just keep moving forward. Alrighty, we are down to 108. The one thing about this process is you have to have patience. Then I will show you how I turn it. And then I will pause and come back once it's done its final press. So here we go. We're down to 80 seconds. You definitely, for sure, do not want to leave younger children to do this project. Okay, this part of it, you do not want to leave them to do. They could do the wraps for you. My 10-year-old granddaughter can wrap a mug like nobody's business. They can pick their design and you know, help you print it out and all of that stuff. It's just that the heat press part, as common sense tells you, is not the part you want the kids doing alone. And we're down to 35 seconds and still ticking down. I have never tried to sublimate on this part. I do not believe that it is safe to sublimate on it, even though you can pop the little plastic out. I've seen people decorate the tops. I have not done it. I don't have the patience to sit and create a mound of whipped cream and do all the bejeweled stuff and the painting, and I just want a simple mug. There we go. Keep in mind, extremely hot, and you just want to reach in. Whoops. Let's go this way since I tape this way. I'm going to need to stand up to see what I am doing. And you want to turn it, okay? To be sure that that is covered. And you're going to do it again. There we go. And I will be back once it is done. Okay, guys, we are coming up to the end. We have less than... Oh, well, there we go. So, what I am going to do is what I always do. I will pull this out. And then what I'm going to do is lay it on that cushion. I am going to turn it off. I am going to reach over and unplug it. I've seen too many horror stories. Guys, I really, even if I think I'm coming back to do a second one in, say, 15 minutes, I'm just going to go take a quick break. I unplug it because you know what? You can get sidetracked. And better to unplug than to worry about what could happen. So, now we just need to give this a minute or two. I think it infused, but I can't be sure. Leave it alone. So I am just going to leave it alone. Like I said, I can take this piece off to help it cool faster. Here we go. Now, like I said, I might not see any blowback on there, but it could be the tiniest, whoops, sorry guys. It could be the tiniest speck that you wouldn't even see with your eyes, but you'll see it on your next project. That I promise you. Okay. And now I'll just give it a minute or two to let itself cool down. You can see red from the design there. That is what we want to prevent from getting inside of our tumbler or our heat press tumbler. Oh, geez, guys. I think I need to practice normal English. The red is what we want to prevent from getting on the pad of our heat press. That sounds better. I'll roll it again, give it a quick feel. Just help it cool down a bit. It does look like it infused, but like I said, this is older ink, and I can't be sure of the chances of it actually infusing. So we will see. When you're doing a video, it feels like it takes forever for it to cool down. For that reason, I am going to pause, let it finish cooling down a bit more, and I will come back when we're ready to peel and reveal. Okay, guys, I am back. I'm just going to grab my pick from my Cricut to start peeling off the tape. And fingers crossed, we have a sublimated glass. Be very careful if you're doing what I am doing right now, because you do not want to scratch your glass, right? You want to be very careful. Let me check. Oh, seems like we have some sublimation. I'm not sure exactly how good it will be, but let's find out. There we go, guys. Now, some of you are going to say, but Leslie, it looks like you got some sublimation up here. And that's fine, because that is covered, so your lips are not going to be against that. I use mine with a lid. Okay. And there is our seam, but I am okay with that. I don't mind it. The funny part is the butterflies still line up again along the seam. I have all the colors. It did a nice job on the bottom. So now I am simply going to let it finish cooling off. It is still very warm. And that is it, guys. That is how you sublimate using infusible ink. And I will show you here. Oh, the noises today, huh? What it looks like now as compared to what it looked like before. You can see where the ink has all come off, and that is exactly what you want. It leaves you with a beautiful tumbler, in this case, mug, whatever you're making, that is, like I said, dishwasher safe, although I don't put mine in the dishwasher simply because I don't want the frosting to come off. It is freezer safe. You can wash it. It will scratch, so be aware of that. But other than that, you get a beautiful, hot mug that is ready to go. And so simple. And I didn't even have to use a printer, just some infusible ink. All right, guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope you get to do something you love, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye.